Everyone, this is Stuart from Alpha SEO and SM Marketing International. In a different lesson, I showed how you can eyeball a website in under 2 minutes to determine what, if any, SEO optimization work it's had done in the past. The goal of this lesson is to take a deeper dive into an SEO audit report, which is basically trying to emulate what we think Google sees when it crawls or scans the website. I'll go through the different sections pretty quickly because each section could be its own lesson by itself. But I want you to be familiar with what we think components are that determine whether or not the website has the potential to rank on the first page. So if you're ready, let's jump right in. Thanks. We're taking a deeper dive into an SEO audit report. And the most important part of this lesson is to just understand the different sections that search engines are interested in to determine how a website ranks on page one. I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. But again, the most important thing is to understand the concepts. So there's the on-page section, mobile, the off-page optimization, which is obviously important for SEO. Visibility relates to directories. Are you listed and are your listings accurate? Reviews, a competitive analysis. And we look at social because if you have social, we think some of the social signals sent back lend themselves to getting on the first page as well. So I'm going to jump right through this. So their on-page optimization, when this was done in the past, it had duplicate titles were a high priority problem. And that means that the title that's on one page is listed on several other pages. And when Google sees that, they probably won't include those other pages in their scan. And you won't get credit for them. So this is easy to clean up, but it's something that needs to be fixed. They don't have too many medium or low priority problems. I see their image alt tag is missing, which is just some code you can put behind the images when they get scanned, and that could be keywords, could be the business name, but it's just opportunities to improve as there's a few others. Very typical to see some issues here. These all can get cleaned up, but it's good to speak to a potential prospect that they have some on-page optimization that you're able to fix for them. We're looking at the home page now. The home page has one glaring issue, which is the meta description's not there. And you really want a meta description on that because when you do a search in Google and you see the URL listed, the meta description is usually the description that they show below it. So without that, there's nothing to show. So this can hinder them from getting on page one, and it's best practice to have that there. I like that they have a sitemap. That means that it's easy for a search engine to crawl their site and get to all the other pages. Analytics code is missing, but all very normal and all very fixable. Great things to talk about. In this section, we take a quick look at domain strength. They have 866 pages. That is quite a lot of pages for a small, medium business. It's quite possible that they have a blog or something where every page they write turns into a new page, or they take pictures that all form new pages. Hopefully those are formatted well. It's good to see that they have that. Also, it's great to see that they have an HTTPS site, so it's secured. Now, if you don't have an HTTPS site right now with the S on the end, often your different browsers, the popular browsers, are going to throw up a warning now. So you'll see it blocked, and definitely is a hindrance to Google wanting to rank you high if you don't appear to have a secured site. So that's great that they have that. The next section everyone will be familiar with is the site mobile friendly. So we do a scan, and obviously in this instance it's great. It's probably been done. It renders itself quickly. And it's friendly. The speed could be better. It's only 56 on first scan and 75 on desktop. My guess is that is attributable to the fact that they have some large images that need to be optimized, which we can help them with once doing SEO. But at least it's friendly and probably has some rendering and some Java issues, and that's what's slowing it down. And here we can see there's some landing page redirects, and there's some JavaScript and CSS that is loading slowly and is rendering, and it's probably easy to fix for us. So overall, it's good. There's a few things to fix, and again, that's very normal. Desktop speed is fine. Again, some similar Java issues, but overall, it's fine, and we're happy to see that they have a mobile-friendly site. They probably used a responsive web design, and that lends itself to a good mobile site right when you build it from the beginning. Okay, this is a cool section. So security. Is it a secured site? So obviously, a lot of people have sites like WordPress sites, and there's form fields that people can fill out. And that's often where people who are trying to do the wrong thing inject spam or malware, and that can lend itself to problems. So Obviously, Google will not rank a site if it thinks it's going to send visitors to a site that could give it a virus. This instance, this site's in great shape. It's all secured, so well done. Okay, this next section is obviously a big SEO priority, the off-page optimization. And I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds here because this is a whole lesson in itself. But what we're looking for here is anything that jumps out. And this relates to off-site links that are coming back to it. We look at Moz and Ahrefs, and we have some of our own software. And this site has a domain authority and page authority based on Moz of 29. That's actually pretty good for a small business. The only sites that have anything near 100 would be like Google or Facebook. So they have some history. And what does jump out a little bit is that they have over 11,000 links. Now that's quite a lot of links. So the question is, are they good links? Are they juice passing or non-juice passing? We refer to them. Are they all keywords? Are they the name of the business? Is it the business URL? You really want a nice balance. You don't want these links to have built with too much velocity. You'd love to come out of nice content and be quality and things of that sort. So you can't tell everything from looking at this. What I can tell is they probably had SEO work done before. And that's no problem if it was done well. In the event that it's not, you might have to disallow some links and clean things up. I see that it has a lot of different Class C servers that sent links where it has the links coming from, which is great. You don't want everything coming from one website sending a ton of links one way. That doesn't look normal and natural. What you really want is well balanced, where there's some followed links, some are again, like I said, the domain, some are keywords. You just want a nice, healthy site. What I can tell is work's been done here, and that's something that would be great to talk to them about. The next section is the visibility, which is basically, are you listed in directories and is it accurate? Now, we scanned probably 30 or 40. In this instance, we looked at 8, and basically, we see that they are filled out. What we would do from an SEO perspective and what you could talk about is, if they're not there, you do them. If they're not filled out in the proper directories, the main directories, then what you want to do is take advantage of every section. So in Google, for example, the Google My Business section has opportunities to put the hours of operation. It has different categories. There's a lot of things to fill out. So you really want to take advantage of everything you can and further optimize. But this is great that they have a good start going. Okay, everybody knows what reviews are. This is a very quick shot. They definitely have a Google and Facebook page, which is great. They have Google reviews and Facebook reviews. They have almost a 9 out of 10, which is awesome. And even if they have some negative reviews, as long as they're responding to them, that's fine. But what we see here is that these reviews are social signals and can lend a search engine to believe that they're a more popular site and can give it a few benefits when it's trying to rank on the first page. So great job, and the more the merrier here, obviously. Okay, this next section is a little look at some page 1 ranking competitors, and we're trying to see if anything jumps out. And what does jump out is the wide variance in total links for other ranking people. And this one has quite a lot. This one doesn't have too many. And the audit of this site shows it has what we saw before, over 2,000 juice passing links, which are basically when a search engine goes to a different site, finds a link to this site, it carries through and it goes all the way to the end site. Now that should be good for SEO in general, but again, it depends on if they're balanced well, if they're well done or not, and if they're natural. So what I see is there's a big variance here, so that means there's lots of opportunity for them. What I would say based on this is I'd like to have a discussion, what have you been doing in the past? We would have to do a deeper look at it, but I would know that because this guy has, 603 links that are passing juice, and this one 200, and they both seem to be doing pretty well. That means we could definitely take advantage in this section of SEO and try to get them on page 1. So the key points from competitive analysis are people active in SEO or not? Is it competitive? It seems like it is because everyone's doing some sort of work here. And by looking at that, you can better speak to a client and say that you're able to do the same types of things and hopefully do them better. Okay, getting towards the end of the audit report, this is social engagement. We already knew it had a Facebook page and Twitter. What's good about Twitter is tweets sometimes show up in Google search now, which is great. So they're doing a nice job. They're being social. So that's a compliment to them. And the last section is voice readiness. So what we like to do is ask Google's assistant a few questions to see if things respond back properly. So at the time when we asked questions, 2 out of the 3 came out correctly. When it was asked what their phone number is, it just said back an address, which is of no help to somebody searching via voice. But that means that they have the information in there, but it needs some cleanup. So again, it's great that we scan this and now we're aware of it. So there's some help there as well. Okay, I'm going to scroll up to the top, so try not to get dizzy. Again, so I went through this very quickly. Obviously, off-page optimization, links, things like that can be their own lesson, which we'll do and take you through the history of the Wild West of the past of link building, and obviously now it's quite a bit better. But essentially, these are the sections that you should be familiar that search engines look for. On-page, off-page, mobile, visibility in directories, reviews, is it a competitive space, and are they social? And if you know these, then you're in really good shape to speak to a customer and hopefully earn their business. I hope you found this video lesson helpful, and we look forward to creating more lessons for you from Alpha SEO and SM Marketing International. Thank you.